You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to discuss Godzilla King of the Monsters. Yes, what have we learned so far? There's been a lot of Godzilla news in the last couple of weeks, even though actually the last couple of months on and off, but it seems like we're getting a little something every couple of weeks. We know they're filming in Atlanta. We know there have been a lot of casting calls. There's already been casting for the movie with some fantastic actors, and it's a very, very exciting time going into the summer where we're going to have Comic-Con. I'm pretty sure they're going to have a panel. I don't know if we'll get a trailer, probably not, but it's possible. I mean, the movie comes out, in 2019. I would think they'd have to tease us this year, release a full trailer next year going into 2019. Pretty much the same thing they did a couple of years back. So, look, let's go over these actors first, because this, to me, is the most encouraging thing. When we got Godzilla 2014, we got Bryan Cranston. We got Aaron Taylor-Johnson, Elizabeth Olsen, Juliette Binoche. I mean, there were some pretty good actors in there, And despite that, a lot of us agree weren't utilized correctly. A lot of people were very disappointed that Bryan Cranston died so early in the movie. Juliette Binoche, who's been an Oscar-winning actress and has been in some fantastic movies, was dead within the first 5 minutes. Elizabeth Olsen was fine, but she didn't get a lot of screen time. And Aaron Taylor-Johnson, in my opinion, put on the worst performance of his life. So, and, Ken Watanabe, he was fine in his role. I don't think anybody had any complaints about him. So a couple of people made fun of him, because he always had that stare. But, you're looking at giant monsters. You got to have that look on your face like, holy shit. But this one is also very encouraging. I'm hoping they don't waste this cast, because it is a very, very talented cast. Millie Bobbie Brown. I mean, come on. Millie Bobbie Brown, who is a breakout star from Stranger Things, the little girl who plays 11. And to me is a big deal. I hope that is not a waste. That is not a waste. But I also hope they don't use her in such a way that she was used on Stranger Things, One of the things that first hit my mind when she was announced was, I hope they don't use her. If they're going this Martha route where there's some person connected to Martha, we know that in the old movies it was the twins. Maybe they don't want to do the twins. They want to do one person. I hope they don't do that to her, because she's going to basically be doing the same thing she did in Stranger Things. Maybe a little lighthearted, but yeah. But we'll see. We'll see. Kyle Chandler. Everybody knows who Kyle Chandler is. He's another solid actor. He's not necessarily an A-list actor, but he's very close. He's been in some fantastic movies. Obviously, we all know Bruce Baxter. I think that was the character's name, Bruce Baxter. Yeah. From King Kong, Peter Jackson's King Kong, all those many years ago. He was also in The Wolf of Wall Street. So he's been in a lot of good movies. He's a very good actor. And I think he's a solid choice. I think it's a solid choice. I like it. And we also have Verma, I believe her name is Vera Farmiga. Yeah. Another very good actress. She's kind of been described, when I looked up her bio, as like the new Scream Queen. She plays Norma Bates on Bates Motel. She's also been in a lot of other good movies years ago, The Departed, Manchurian Candidate, but she also had filmed, I think directed her own kind of thriller movie. She's been in a couple of horror/thriller movies, and that's actually been her breakout. Well, those older movies as well, because those were great movies, but she's had a solid resume, and it's another solid casting. And you're talking about actors and actresses here right now, especially with Kyle Chandler and Vera Farmiga, that are solid performers. They're not necessarily A-list, but they're going to come in, they're going to perform, they're not going to be egotistic about it. They're going to put in the work, and they're going to give the best performance possible. And that's what you want in these movies. That's what you want if you're doing a kaiju movie in the United States, and if you're following up one that was successful, because we all know kaiju, we're the fans, it's not the number one genre right now. It's never technically been the number one genre, But if it's a genre you want to make successful, then you have to have actors and actresses that are going to sell it. So I think so far with those three, they've done fantastic. O'Shea Jackson Jr., we all know him from Straight Outta Compton. Again, it was amazing when I saw that movie. He was the kind of person that stood out to me. And I think he's a solid choice. We'll be interested to see what role he's playing. There might be some details on there about that. Of course, as you guys know, I'm getting back into the swing of things, so I still have to do a lot of homework. But O'Shea Jackson Jr., I think is a solid casting. That whole cast from Straight Outta Compton, those young men are very talented. They're all good actors. We saw two of them in Kong Skull Island. They did good there. So yeah, I'm very excited for that. And then the one that I know the least about is Aisha Hines, and I'm not too familiar with her. I've never seen her on screen, but, you know, so I can't say much. I'm not going to sit there and say she's a bad actress. I've never seen her act before. But if the other four is any indication of where they're going, I'm sure she has some skills that they thought could be a benefit to the movie. So the casting so far has been solid and more or less answers our question whether or not they're bringing the old cast back. Obviously not. There are rumors circulating, or I heard somebody discussing that Ken Watanabe did unofficially confirm that he is going to be in the movie, but there's no announcement yet. That's not official. That's just something I heard. So if you've heard something, please let me know in the comments. I'd love to know. So I think the casting is fine. It's solid. The other thing I thought was interesting was some of the casting calls for Atlanta. They were calling for like senators and extras and stuff like that. But one of the more interesting ones was the casting call for bounty hunters, which I thought was interesting. Bounty hunters. Now, who, you know, obviously we first think like, oh my God, is there like bounty hunters for the monsters? Maybe not. Maybe it's more something on, excuse me, more something on the ground level. I'm not sure. Maybe when all hell breaks loose in the movie, people who work for Monarch are targeted, and because Monarch is such a secretive organization, you can't just get normal law enforcement to run them down. You know, the FBI, CIA ain't gonna cut it. So they hire bounty hunters, people that are top tier. Their job is pursuit. I'm thinking that's where it might go. If I had to, if someone just put a gun to my head and said, you gotta guess now, that would be my guess. My guess is Monarch is to blame for the monster outbreak that we're going to see in Godzilla 2. And because they have so much money, because they're so secretive, maybe they go rogue from the government, or maybe there's a couple of people who work for Monarch the government wants, but they can't get their hands on. You know how sometimes certain government agencies, while they're linked to the overall government, they kind of work on their own, especially if it's top secret, because it's there. Some of that information is so classified, they don't want it easily accessible. So now that this is out in the open, they want to hold people accountable in Monarch. Monarch has security that not everybody in the government has access to, including the FBI, the CIA. So they hire these special bounty hunters that can go out there and track these people down. That's just a guess. Again, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're going to have the Mothra twins and there's some other cosmos entity that are bounty hunters hunting the twins down. I don't know. We'll have to see. But overall, what we know so far from the movie, being directed by Michael Dougherty, written by himself, Max Bornstein, and Zach Shields, and produced by Thomas Toll, John, and yes, I'm reading it off here because, you know, gotta have my info, right? And of course, produced by Thomas Toll. Even though he doesn't work for Legendary anymore, he's still going to oversee this particular series. So that's good stuff. So I think what we're getting so far is good stuff. We're getting a lot of information. I do think we'll get a panel at Comic-Con. If there's anything that they're going to show, it's going to be very small, a very small teaser. I don't even mean teaser of the movie. They might show some other information regarding the monsters. Maybe they'll give a concept art or something. If they do show some sort of concept teaser, footage that won't be in a movie, kind of like what they did before, we're not going to see it unless we're there. So let's get over that now. We already know. Somehow they'll prevent it from leaking again like they did last time. So we'll see. But I think we'll definitely get, pardon me, we'll definitely get our first trailer a year from this Comic-Con. I think next Comic-Con is when they'll release a trailer. And so we got to wait a year, man. A year to see something. Because by then, they'll have to start ramping up the excitement. They did the same thing before. You know, they started at Comic-Con. Then we had another trailer later on that year. Then as soon as January hit, it was just all out Godzilla marketing, this and that. So I also believe they might not have to heavily market this time around, and I'm hoping they save a little money there so they can make a little bit more profit. But I think they're gonna probably market it pretty heavily, especially with Ghidorah going to be in a movie. Dragons are very popular in America, so the idea of a 3-headed gold dragon, if they decide to stay with that design, I think will be a big sell for them. But it's whether or not they want to show him right away. You know, sometimes you don't necessarily want to show the monster. I was surprised towards like 3 months or 2 months before the Godzilla movie came out, they actually started showing him in full. I really thought they were going to be more secretive about it, because when we saw the Halo Jump trailer, all you got was that little flash of him walking, and it was in that silhouette of smoke and all that. But I have a feeling Ghidorah will probably be the one monster they want you to go to see. And they're not going to show him. So, like in trailers and stuff. We might see Rodan. We'll definitely see Godzilla. We might see Mothra. I have a feeling we'll get hints of King Ghidorah and we won't see him at all. But who knows? Last time they ended up showing all 3 of the monsters. So, anyway, guys, that's it for this video. How do you feel about what you've heard so far regarding the casting, the director, all the information that's out there? If there's anything I missed, please let me know in the comments. I'm almost sure there's something I missed. Like I said, I'm still getting the rust off. It's been a long time. But nonetheless, I'm very excited from what I'm hearing so far. I was very excited when Millie Bobbie Brown got cast, because I thought she was fantastic in Stranger Things. I think she'll do great in this movie. And of course, she's got 2 veteran, very good actors in Kyle Chandler and Vera Farmiga to support her. I'm guessing she's going to be the main character, but we'll see. Anyway, guys, that's it for this video. Don't forget to leave your comments in the comment section. And once again, any questions, any topics you want me to talk about, leave in the comment section as well. It'll help me start getting the juices flowing in my brain now that I'm getting back into doing this. And we'll discuss it either in a Q&A or I'll do a full video on it. And that's it. All right, guys, take it easy. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. You can follow E.T.N on Facebook, Twitch or Twitter, or join the Nation Facebook page. Don't forget to click that subscribe button on your way out.